Oh, hello. Hello?
Hello?
Oh, hello. Can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, okay. Fabulous, fabulous. All right. I've just shut that down. Okay, now, let me just, we had a bit of a technical issue there, but hopefully it'll all be going okay at the moment. So I'm so sorry about that. But can we start chatting now? Is that okay?
Of course, yeah.
Oh, excellent. So sorry about that. I'm actually speaking to the one and only fabulous Jeff Duff. So how are you?
I'm well. It's very damp here in Sydney. I know you're in Adelaide where it's very sunny.
Yes.
And here
Yes.
it's 80,000 people are stranded here in Sydney, apparently, homeless.
Yes, yes. It's not a good it's not good at all, and I've got family over there too. So I was just asking about that yesterday, but she's okay, so that's a good thing. But there's a lot of people that aren't. But now you're an entertainer, cabaret performer, and you've been doing this for a very long time. You started out in the 70s.
I did, yeah. Well, I probably started out when I was born. I mean, I've been doing it all my life.
Yeah.
Never really had what people would call a normal job.
Yes, but you do. You obviously love it. Otherwise, you wouldn't be doing it even now.
No, I love it. I love it more than life itself. This is what I do. This is what I'm born to do, and this is what I'll be doing until I drop, I guess.
Yes, yeah. Well, that's always a good thing too, though. But you actually started out in a band called Kush.
No, long before that, I was in teenage band. I was in a band when I was 12. So Kush was the first band that had the hit records, and I appeared on Countdown, and started wearing crazy clothes and makeup back then in the 70s. Yeah,
yeah. Wow. Because I actually saw a clip of you singing on the Paul Hogan show. So that was a while back, wasn't it?
Yeah, I think that was 74 or something like that. Yeah, with Kush singing Easy Street, I think it was.
It was a fabulous song too. Absolutely loved it. So.
Oh, good.
Yeah, it was great. And so you do a David Bowie. You call it Unzipped. What made you get into the David Bowie scene?
Well, when I'd had enough of working in Australia, I was living in Melbourne at the time in the mid-70s, my mum said to me, Jeffrey, you're getting into too much trouble here in Melbourne. You have to go over to London. There's a new movement called punk, new wave over there. Go over there and get involved. So I did, and I lived there for 10 years, made half a dozen albums, and David Bowie used to come along to my shows. I created quite a stir when I arrived, and I was on all the national television shows, and doing all these concerts. And David Bowie used to come to my shows, and I didn't take much notice of David Bowie or anyone really, apart from myself, because I was so busy. But when I arrived back in Australia in the early 90s, I got booked to do the show singing a couple of David Bowie songs, and I did that. And it's gone from that, singing a couple of songs, to doing, I think I've got 3 David Bowie shows I do. I do an Unzipped one, which is the one we're doing at the Gov on the 10th of April, I think. When is it?
Yeah, the 10th of April, yeah.
And I was in Adelaide last weekend doing Bowie Orchestrated with the big 30-piece orchestra with a couple of other singers, with Dave Gleason from the Screaming Jets and a few other people anyway. But that's another Bowie show. And then I do a thing with these guys from Las Vegas, doing a thing called British Invasion, where I team up with a guy who does Rod Stewart and a guy who does Elton John, and we do, and I do David Bowie in that. So we do, all the British hits from those 3 artists. So I've been doing, look, much to my chagrin, I'd rather not be doing David Bowie. I'd rather be playing my own material. But, in Australia, tributes rule the world, don't they? That's, if you don't do a tribute show, you don't work.
Well,
even
go on. Yeah, well, I was going to say that is true. There's been some debate over tribute acts and whatnot, but I absolutely love a tribute act. I think they're fantastic.
Yeah, as long as I don't do an impersonation thing. I do my own thing. I just, if they ask me to do Elvis Presley or the Wiggles, I just do it as me.
Yes.
But with David Bowie, I guess I was doing what he was doing when I was younger anyway, making my own costumes, wearing makeup, and getting into trouble writing my own songs and stuff. So I hadn't even heard of David Bowie when I was doing all that. So it just seemed like a natural fit for me to be doing David Bowie. Because I'm tall and thin and white and all that sort of thing.
Yeah.
But I've just my new album is being mixed at the moment in London by a producer that I worked with when I was living over there. So this is my 31st album, I think. So I've done more albums than David Bowie, but I can't seem to ever be able to do shows where I play my own material because people keep saying, "Oh, we just want to book you to do David Bowie." So,
yes.
Anyway, it keeps me working, so I'm happy.
Yeah, well, that's true, isn't it? I mean, you've got to keep working, don't you? And as I say, but I suppose you've done you've done quite a few albums, but you've also done something with the legendary rock band Deep Purple.
Yeah, I recorded an album with those guys a few years ago now, and that was produced by Bob Daisley, who was a bass player from Black Sabbath, Uriah Heep, all those bands, and that was difficult. He really whipped me into shape singing those songs.
Wow!
But John Lord, the keyboard player from Deep Purple, he really enjoyed my input in that album. So that was good. That was sort of something nice to add to my CV. But I wouldn't call myself a hard rock singer. I mean, I just sing. I think if you sing, you can sing any style if you've got it under control.
Yes.
So,
yeah. But you've also made some movies too.
Yeah, I've done a few movies.
How'd you like that?
Look, well, I enjoyed it. I enjoyed the one with Leonardo DiCaprio doing the Gatsby thing. I was in Gatsby, and the only thing is, and most actors will say the same thing, there's a hell of a lot of waiting around on the set, waiting for the director to call you up and say, "You're on now, Jeff. You're on now." There's a lot of sitting around drinking coffee or doing whatever in between. But I enjoy it. But look, I enjoy all of it. I enjoy recording, writing, singing, acting, whatever, smooshing around.
Mm-hmm.
I enjoyed doing Adelaide last weekend when we did the orchestrated thing at the theatre there. What's it called? By the river. What's the Adelaide theatre called?
I don't know.
You do.
We've got the entertainment centre, and but yeah, I don't know.
No, the theatre. What's it called? The Adelaide Festival Theatre.
The Festival Theatre. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, of course. Yes.
We did a couple of nights there. That was really, really good with the orchestra, doing Bowie songs. So yeah, I mean, I'm kept pretty busy, but I like being busy because I'm single, so I have to be busy, otherwise I get into trouble.
Yes, indeed. Now, you've actually had Andy Warhol talk about you, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, how good is that? Was that good? Was it?
Well, yeah, I was an art student from Swinburne in Melbourne, Swinburne Art College in Melbourne, and Andy Warhol was a big influence on me. I liked, all these crazy prints that he did, those prints of all the movie stars, the screen prints. But, I followed, a lot of the pop artists. And when I was living in London, Andy Warhol came over to London from New York, and we got together, and he ended up writing a little sleeve note on my second or third album I recorded in London. Yeah, he became a bit of a fan. But all these people that I knew and loved, they've all died.
Yeah, unfortunately, it is very unfortunate. We're all getting to that sort of end of the spectrum now because I'm in my early 60s as well. So yeah, it's tough. It is tough, and especially when you lose somebody that you've revered or spent a lot of time with. It's just one of those things. But life goes on, and we just keep going.
Yeah, you have to keep going. I mean, Doug Parkinson, a good friend of mine, died last week.
Yes. Yep.
Here in Sydney. And, of course, Michael Gudinski from Mushroom. I was signed to Mushroom for a while. He passed away last month as well. So it's been, but, as you say, us people now 60s, all of a sudden we realise that the finish line isn't that far away.
Oh, tell me about it. I know it's a bit frightening. I do think about it myself, but I try not to I try to keep it to the back of my mind. Otherwise, I might go a little bit crazy. So, yeah, but it is very difficult.
We have to accept that, dying is a part of being alive, so,
Absolutely.
you just have to, I think the older we get, we become more accepting of the fact that we're not going to be around forever, even though, most people want to prolong life as much as they can.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah.
But, like if, there's no accounting for all the diseases and cancers that are out there, and, it's very difficult to go through life without becoming ill.
It's true.
And each time you become ill, your defences are weakened. Mm-hmm. So,
Yep.
If we're lucky enough to make it to the 90s, then, we're doing pretty well, I think.
I 100% agree with you. Yeah, that's my kind of thinking. Absolutely. Love it.
But I'm lucky because I'm still pretty active. I still play competition cricket and tennis.
Yes, I've heard you're a very big cricket buff.
Yeah, I love my cricket.
Mm-hmm.
And I know a lot of people don't particularly like cricket. They find it boring.
Yeah, some people do, but I know some people that actually love it. But but I'm not really one of them, but there you go. I don't know much about it, but I don't know. There's a lot of people that I do know that, they're very big into it.
Yeah.
So, your show Unzipped has been going for quite some time, hasn't it? You've done a few shows like this?
Yeah, we've been doing it for about 5 years, I guess. Mm-hmm. And with the smaller, the Unzipped thing came out of some people asked me if I could do, when that Unplugged thing, Nirvana Unplugged, and all those bands are doing Unplugged records. Mm-hmm. Some promoters said, "Can you do a smaller version of your Bowie show?" And I said, "Yeah, I don't want to do it Unplugged." So I said, "Let's call it Unzipped." I don't even know what that means.
Yeah.
It means I can remove clothes on stage and become scantily dressed.
Oh, that sounds even better.
Yeah. So we've been doing that for a while. So I'm lucky in that, and also, I have a strong affiliation with David Bowie. I mean, when I moved back to Australia in the early 90s, my next door neighbour was David Bowie. He moved to Australia.
Wow.
He had this apartment in Elizabeth Bay, so we used to hang out having coffee in Elizabeth Bay. I must admit, I was never really into David Bowie. I was more into, other sorts of music. Like I loved opera and I liked a lot of classical music.
Yes.
But I've grown to love David Bowie and think he's amazing. Mm-hmm. And, incredible writer, singer, performer, and actor too. Like he's done a lot of movies as well.
Yes, he has. And he came over here, didn't he, to do a clip, the dance.
Let's Dance.
Yeah, Let's Dance. That was fantastic. Still a great
and
song
China
even
Girl.
now. That's right, China Girl. Yeah. Yeah.
On Bondi Beach. Yeah, well, I do the Let's Dance Festival in Corinda where he filmed a video. I go out there every year. Corinda's a little outback town in northern New South Wales, and I sing in the local pub there. There's a population of about 4 people in that town, but every time I do the festival out there, the Let's Dance Festival, and I think it's a Queen's birthday weekend in late October, people come from all over Australia, driving, flying, walking, hitchhiking to Corinda.
Yeah.
The Let's Dance Festival.
Wow, that's incredible.
Mm.
That's amazing. So you do that every year?
Yeah, well, we've done it for the last 3 or 4 years, I think. Mm. They didn't do it this year because of Corona.
Oh, that's right. Yes, of course, we've been under quite strict restrictions there. But how did you go with all of that? Can I ask you?
Well, I've recorded it. Well, I haven't really stopped working. We've been doing online concerts, and I've written this whole new album with the British producer in London. We've done it online, and now it's nearly finished. It's being mixed by the producer in London as we speak. So that'll be out soon. I don't have a title for it yet. I mean, there's a lot of crazy songs on it. Wow. It's very big. It's orchestral and it's rock, and it's very, very groovy.
Wow, sounds fantastic. Have you worked with some awesome musicians as well with your Bowie Unzipped, haven't you? It's I've got Glenn Rhodes, Margaret Ehrlich, Thelma Houston, and you've even met the fantastic Albert Lee.
Well, no, that was Glenn. Glenn Rhodes is my keyboard player, and he's worked with all those people. But
right.
Look, as a musician, we work. we share our musicians,
Mm-hmm.
and everybody seems to work with everybody.
Yeah.
At the moment, in the Unzip band, the Bowie Unzip band, I've got Jack Housen, who plays with the Whitlams, and he actually started the Melbourne band. What were they called? Green Limousine. What was that band called?
Yes. Oh, I can't think of it. It's right on the tip of my tongue. But yeah, I know exactly what. Yeah, I know the song.
Anyway, Jack plays guitar with me, and I usually have the drummer from the Sydney Symphony Orchestra, percussionist Jess Champa, and Glenn, the keyboard player. He plays bass. So it's only a 3-piece band, because that's the only way we could travel around, particularly during the COVID period, because it's just more economical.
Yeah, they were the Bad Loves.
The Bad Loves.
That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Jack was in that band. He's not with them anymore. I think they've changed their lineup again, but he's still with the Whitlams. And also, Jack plays with Tim Minchin as well.
Mm.
And Justin also plays drums. Look, I've got great musicians in all my bands. You know,
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I was lucky in London. I ended up guys with Fleetwood Mac and Procol Harum playing with me in my band. So I've been spoilt with musicians. I don't deserve them, but there you go.
Yeah. And how have you felt about online concerts? Did you mind doing them? Did you like doing them?
Well, it was the only way that you're able to get your music out to the public during the restriction.
Lockdown. Yes.
Yeah. And I know Adelaide hasn't really had lockdown yet, but in Sydney we had, and of course in Melbourne was hit hardest. You can't go anywhere now. Although we're going to Melbourne, I think I'm going to Melbourne the week after I go to Adelaide to do shows.
Yep.
So everything is changing, and it's opening up a little bit more, which is good.
Yeah, well, we are getting better and better.
Yeah.
Yep, which is fabulous to hear. We're able to dance again.
And now that they've got a vaccination thing happening, it's good. Well, when we were in Adelaide last weekend doing those 2 big concerts. The audiences weren't allowed to dance, and they weren't really allowed to sing along, but they did.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That would have been really, really hard.
Yeah, particularly with some of those songs,
Yes, absolutely. Have you ever heard of any of the David Bowie tribute bands? I've got a friend who does that, and his band is Ashes to Ashes, but he did ask me to ask you.
Oh, yeah, I've heard of it. I think the singer, or one of them, came along to see us when we played the Gov the year before, 2 years ago, or whatever it was.
Oh.
Is that the guy you know, the singer?
Yeah, well, I think it is, yeah. So, but he did ask me to ask you, so if you'd heard of Ashes to Ashes, yeah.
I've heard of them, and apparently there was a chance that they would have been doing the Corinda Let's Dance Festival this year, because we couldn't do it. But of course, because of COVID, nobody could do it.
Well, that's right.
And I've heard of there's an American Bowie show too, because an American magazine called me last week and wrote an article about a couple of David Bowie tribute acts, which included me and this American act. So I've heard about a few, but I mean, you have to be. The difference between a tribute and an impersonation, I don't try and impersonate. I just dress as me and sing as me, and and I just sing David Bowie songs. So I would never try to impersonate anybody. I couldn't do that.
Yeah, and I like the fact that it's a tribute. I don't like impersonation. It doesn't sound right to me. It doesn't sit right.
No, and I mean, leave that to Elvis Presley impersonators.
Exactly. Yep.
They're into those, aren't they? And they seem to make a living out of doing it.
Absolutely. Yeah, they are everywhere. And I've got some friends that do it, but that's okay. And I'm happy for them. And if they can find the work, good luck to them. So.
Do they do the fat Elvis or the skinny Elvis?
Oh, well, some do both. So, there's one for all occasions, I think, nowadays.
Yeah.
But, that's just how it works out. But still. But anyway. So, look, tell us where you're going to be in the coming. What have you got coming up in the near future?
Oh, I've got so many gigs. Well, I'm doing the Gov in Adelaide is on the 10th. Is that right?
That's right, the 10th. Yes, I have the 10th of April.
Looking forward to doing that. I haven't done that for a few years because of COVID.
Yep.
Then I've got. I'm doing a show here in Sydney this Friday at the York Club in Sydney. That's right in the CBD. I've got so many gigs. I've got I'm doing. That's already gone. What date is it? Oh yeah. Then I've got a couple of shows in Sydney at a place called Camelot.
Okay.
I'm doing my Bowie show there. I'm also doing. I do this other show playing the music of Blood, Sweat and Tears in Chicago.
Oh, yes, I heard you sing that. It sounds awesome.
Yeah, I love doing that. Well, that's probably more my thing, because Kush used to play a lot of Blood, Sweat and Tears in Chicago.
Yeah.
And we've got some more Bowie orchestrated. We're doing Canberra on the 24th of April. Well, we're even doing a movie. We're doing a cinema called the Orpheum here in Sydney. It's a beautiful old Art Deco theatre. We're playing the Bowie show there. And we're playing the State Theatre again in Sydney, doing the orchestra. And then we've got 2 shows in Melbourne as well in June, doing the Bowie orchestra. So look, I'm everywhere. I'm coming back to do the Adelaide Festival.
Oh, fantastic!
Between the 16th and the 21st, that's the Adelaide Cabaret Festival.
Oh, no. Oh, that's awesome! Yeah, we've got such great things happening in Adelaide. You know, we've just had the WOM Adelaide and the Fringe, and it's been really go here.
But have people been allowed to dance, and has it been social?
No, we are. Yes, we've been allowed to do that for a week or so now. So people were up and enjoying it. So yeah, we were very happy about that.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, absolutely. So that's going to be fantastic for the Cabaret Festival as well, because we've got, as you just said, we've got that coming up. So that's even better. So we've got lots.
Yeah.
You're a very busy boy.
I am busy, but like when you're single, I've been single most of my life actually. Mm-hmm. When you're single, you need to be busy, otherwise you go insane. Or as I said to you earlier, I just get into trouble if I'm if I'm not busy.
Yes. Oh well, yeah. You were very controversial, I've heard, but that's
probably
another.
I don't deliberately try to be controversial,
No.
but my musicians all say, things just happen to you, Jeff.
Yes.
They just happen.
Yes.
You attract.
Yeah. Nothing wrong with that, though. I mean, it makes you who you are.
Yeah, and it makes life interesting too.
Oh, it certainly does. Yeah.
I get so bored easily. I really have to create things, otherwise I get bored, and that's when things happen.
Mm-hmm. Yes. Oh, time to find someone then, perhaps.
No. Relationships don't work for me.
Okay.
I'm too selfish. I enjoy doing things at my time, my pace, my style. If as soon as anybody else enters my life, it's a compromise, and I fall apart.
Oh, I totally understand that. But,
and I think we're only on the planet for a short while. I think to compromise who you are for someone else is not being true to yourself, I don't think.
Yeah, that is very, very true indeed. Oh, look, we'll have to leave it there, Jeff, but you are a fascinating man, and I'm so glad that you got back in touch, because we did have the issue there, but finally we got it, and it was fantastic, and I'm going to have to come and see you, because it's going to be absolutely wonderful.
Well, I'm in Adelaide over the next couple of months. I'm in Adelaide quite a few times.
Yes. Oh, it's and we are allowed to travel again, which is good now. So we have to be a little bit careful, but that's okay. We're all doing the right thing. So makes people are actually getting in and out of the states now. So which is really good. Yeah,
that's fantastic, isn't it?
It is. So, all right, we'll leave it there. But I just want to thank you so much for your time this afternoon, and getting back in touch with me. And I'm definitely going to have to come see one of your shows, because it sounds absolutely divine. And I've had a look at some of your clips, and I just really want to come and see you. So it's fantastic. So,
all right.
Well, thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll catch you in the future somewhere in Adelaide. So.
All right. Well, thank you very much for the chat. Thanks for the time.
Yep.
If you want to come along, just get in touch with. Did you get in touch with Glenn Rhodes? Did you regarding this interview? Or
I'm not sure. I was on Facebook, so.
Oh.
Yeah.
Anyway, whatever just get in touch with that management, and they'll put your names on the door.
Excellent. Thank you very much indeed.
Okay, pleasure.
Okay, thank you, and it was an absolute pleasure to speak to you. So have a great afternoon, and I hope to catch you at a show.
Cool, thank you. Good
Thank
night.
you so much. Bye-bye.
Bye.
And there we go. That was the fabulous Jeff Duff, and we did get back in. Well, he did get back in touch with me actually, because we did have an issue with our hybrid phone. But that things happen. This is live radio, so there you go. But absolutely wonderful, and what a character he is! Fantastic, a fascinating guy. So let's go with a track from the man himself, David Bowie, and one of my favourites, Suffragette City.